How to trade the Elliott-Wave failure like a pro, a part 3. How to trade the Elliott-Wave failure like a pro, a part 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bonjour, bonsoir, mes amis, guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Abend. For those of you who are new to us, we are the TSTW24 traders. And our website is www.24elliottwaves.com. In this video, we're going to discuss how to trade the Elliott-Wave failure like a pro, talking about how one can avoid trading mistakes when one is trading the Elliott-Wave failure. All right. So we know that the number one cause of the Elliott-Wave failure occurs when the third Elliott-Wave pushes the asset in the overbought zone. All right. So the third Elliott-Wave has been extended too far, and it went up too far. The asset is overbought. Okay. Now the opposite is also true in a downtrend, because the third Elliott-Wave went down too far. The asset has become oversold in the proper sense of the word, technically oversold, fundamentally oversold. All right. So then the fifth wave will fail to exceed the low of the third Elliott-Wave. The opposite is also true in an uptrend when the fifth wave fails to exceed the high of the bullish third wave. All right. So for the bearish third wave, the fifth wave fails to go beyond the low of the third bearish wave. All right. So how do we trade it? So talking about trading, all right, we're going to go step by step, my friend. So we are now in part 3, and I have only 5 minutes for this video, and I want you to understand this. The first thing that we need to do is to verify the internal wave of the fifth wave. So you want to see 5 mono wave or 5 subwave. So the first thing you must do is to analyze the internal waves of the fifth wave. So you want to see a clear cut 5 mono wave or 5 subwave for the fifth wave. Very critical before you can confirm the pattern. So you must know how to count the wave. You must understand the internal wave of the wave before you can try to trade this. So the first verification is to analyze the internal wave of the fifth wave. So we want to see something like this: the fifth wave be divided into 5 mono wave. Coming gently, beautiful, healthy, gorgeous fifth wave coming up in a 5 mono wave. You see how I'm drawing it here? You see on the chart something like that. I hope you like it. All right, it's not gorgeous, but coming like this. So a fifth wave that has been divided into 5 waves, or we zoom into it in a different time frame to analyze the internal wave of the fifth wave. Why do we need to do that? We need to do that because we don't want to get confused, because sometimes we have another pattern that is a little bit similar. You don't want to take a flat correction for an Elliott-Wave failure. For the flat correction, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So in order to make sure that we have a typical a fifth Elliott-Wave failure, we want to analyze the internal wave of the fifth wave. Sometimes it may be difficult to see the internal wave, or we may not be able to see it at all. But it will be better for us to analyze the internal wave of the fifth wave to make sure that we have a typical fifth Elliott-Wave failure. The next thing that we need to do, my friend, in order to trade this Elliott-Wave, so we don't want to confuse ourselves. We don't want to take the Elliott-Wave failure and think that this is an Elliott-Wave failure, but in fact it's a flat correction. So I'm referring to the bars to the flat correction, so they may understand what is the flat correction. All right, and so we do not get confused. So we want to analyze the internal wave of the fifth wave. The next thing that we need to be careful about when we are trading this Elliott-Wave failure is that sometimes the fifth wave can be extended. So don't call it, okay, an Elliott wave failure until it is truly an Elliott wave failure. So how do we avoid trading mistake? So we want to draw a common central line along the fifth wave. All right, so you think that, okay, this is the end of the fifth wave, all right, to avoid surprise, that the fifth wave is extended and breaking the high of, okay, the third wave, that you do not assume that this is a third Elliott wave prematurely. We want you to make sure that the common central line along the fifth wave is at least kaput, broken, all right? So to avoid trading mistakes, some trader can trade it on the edge right here using a top-down trading method, which I will talk about in the next series of video, all right? But we can be patient and wait for the common central line along the fifth wave to be broken. So first verification, we want to check the internal wave of the fifth wave. Next, if you want to be patient, we wait for the common central line along the fifth wave to be kaput. It makes sense? To avoid also trading errors, all right, sometimes the fourth wave can be a complex fourth wave. So be careful. You may see something that is probably going up near the high of a shallow move from this, okay. So you see this, now you say this is a fourth wave, but because the fourth wave is not completed yet, you may have what we call a complex fourth wave, when the fourth wave is kind of a consolidation, probably going ups and down. That's why we need to be very careful when we are trading the Elliott wave failure. Another thing I would say to traders, to avoid trading mistake, trading the Elliott wave failure, one must use this strategy most of the time, okay, on a higher time frame. I'll come back to that, okay, higher time frame. If you see on an hourly chart, go at least to the 4-hour chart to validate your pattern. If you see on the 4-hour chart, at least go on the daily chart to validate your setup. As I say to traders, if one is counting Elliott wave on one time frame, is a typical Elliott wave trading mistake. One must use various time frame. It makes sense? So these are few verifications that we can do when we are trading, okay, the Elliott wave failure. The first, check the internal wave of the fifth wave, okay. Be aware that one can, okay, confound the Elliott wave failure with the flat correction. Be aware that the fourth wave can be extended, be a complex fourth wave. At least wait for the common central line along, okay, the fifth wave to be taken out before making a decision. All right. If one, another thing I need to mention here is that sometimes when we see and when we say an Elliott wave failure, it means that, okay, the fifth wave can be equal, can go as far as the low. It can be equal, can come all the way to the exact point, okay, of the low of the third wave, or it can be shorter in a downtrend, okay? Can be shorter, so you may have instead a higher low here. All right? In an up move, okay, the fifth wave can be equal to the high, same thing, or can be shorter. So be aware of it. Forming either a double top or a double top with one top lower than the high of the third Elliott wave. This is the end of this video, part 3, how to trade Elliott wave failure like a pro, part 3, talking about how to avoid trading mistakes when one is trading the Elliott wave failure. If you like this video, please give us the thumbs up. If you dislike it, please give us the thumbs down. If you love it, please share it on Google+, on Twitter, and also on Facebook. If you're in love with us, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very happy. We are the TSTW24 traders, talking about how to trade the Elliott wave failure like a pro, part 3. I invite you now to follow me in the next video when we will be talking about how to trade the Elliott wave like a pro, part 4. Okay, talking about a top-down trading method, double top, double bottom chart pattern. Okay, common set trend line being broken. Attention to the notch. See you in the next video.